How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? This is my 59 Edsel here. Little update video. I've been working on this car for a while. And this is some updates on it. I got all our wheels back on, as you can see. And I got all the brakes straightened out. Got them bled now. I got all the drums turned. So if you got a 59 Edsel and the drums ain't too bad, I would just take and turn them if you can. I got lucky and I was able to turn all mine. And like I mentioned in the previous video, don't do what I did. Don't knock these wheel studs out because they're like one of a kind. They're really hard to find. I had knocked these wheel studs out to get the drums off, to get them replaced with new ones, and I shouldn't have did that. But anyway, long story short, the driver's side had a spun wheel bearing race inside the hub there, so I had to replace that hub anyway. And then I had to replace, of course, this one on this passenger side where I knocked the studs out. But long story short, I learned the hard way on that. I ended up having to replace both hubs on the front. So I ended up finding two originals to put back on it. But the reason why they're like that is they're actually a press fit. So don't do that. You can actually take the whole drum and the hub up there and just leave the wheel bearing races in it, clean it up real good, and they'll actually turn the whole thing with the hub on it up there at O'Reilly's, and they're only $10 a piece. So for 40 bucks I got all four of them turned. That's a whole lot cheaper and almost $300 for all new drums. Then you got to press them on the front. But I had to replace this side because of the wheel bearing race. Of course, it's got new Cooper Cobra tires on it. They've been on it for a good while now. I'm getting ready to actually take this mirror right here and shave it. We're going to shave this off on this fender here, and we're actually going to move it back somewhere in this area here on the door, because it's just driving it. I took it down the road a couple times and it's just so hard to see out of it. It's such a long distance. See, if you're actually sitting in the car like that, you're looking out, it's such a long distance at that mirror right there. So that's going to get shaved. We're going to take it off the fender and shave that off, and we're going to move it on back to here, so we'll have a lot better visibility. But anyway, I got all the brakes done on it, got them bled out. The only thing I got left to really do on them is they're done for now, but I got to replace this one brake line on this passenger side wheel. It's good, but I want to replace it so all of them are new. But it needs a new one on this side. It don't leak or nothing. There's nothing really wrong with it. I just want to replace it so all of them will be new. And then the front to rear, I'm going to replace as well, but that's going to be just a little bit later. Main thing is I got the main ones are replaced for now. I got the ones on the rear end done. They've been replaced. I had to tweak it a little bit. Ended up swapping that rear brake hose out and going to a different style. Ended up using a GM rear brake hose because the old style that was on there I didn't like, because the T is like impossible to find hardly, and it's a 1/4 inch T. So if you got a rear brake hose and you buy the original style hose, it's a 1/4 inch T that goes here, and this screws into a 1/4 inch. So if you can find a T that's a 1/4 inch thread right here on this T, and then it splits off to 3/16, and they're called inverted flares there. But at the time I found that, I ended up just buying this GM one. I think it's for like a 76 Chevy is what I ended up using. It's the right length and everything. It's got plenty of slack in there too, so that makes it nice. We're actually taking it down the road, so it works perfect. But I'm gonna make me a little bracket here. It's got a little bolt hole here, so I'm gonna make a little bracket that comes around and goes on this rear end. Either that, or I'll take and tweak these lines just a little bit nicer, and I'll make me a bracket like down in here, weld a little piece on and put a bolt through it or something, bend it up. But we'll come up with something there yet. But this style's a lot better. The main reason I bought this is all in one piece. Makes it a lot nicer. Don't have to worry about leaks as much. But however, I had to buy an adapter for it. This is a 3/16 line. All the brake lines on here are 3/16. But I had to buy this little adapter right here to adapt to it. This is a 1/4 inch thread, and I didn't know that till after I bought it. So I went to put my nut on here, and of course it was way too big. The nut was too small, the line was too big, so I had to get this little adapter here. It's only, I think it's like $6 just for that little adapter, but you know, I had to have it. But it'd be nice, I'm sure somewhere out there you can buy a hose just like this. But if you can find one that'll fit this 3/16 line without this adapter, that'd be even better. But as you can see, this line, I mean, a lot of it's just grease and grime and dirt and everything. But it's going to get replaced anyway, though. The main reason is because up there, move that hand there. But right up there, as you can see, it's got a compression fitting on it. And looks like it got a union and a compression fitting. I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, that's going to get replaced with a new line. We still got to replace the front to rear and the one on the passenger side yet, but that's where we're at on that. But right now we got the brakes on it. We got all new shocks on it as well. I hadn't really did nothing to the suspension yet other than the shocks, so we got a new one all the way around. Got all new brake lines on it. I bought the pre-bent kit for a 58 edsel, and the best thing to do is don't buy that kit. Best thing to do is just make them up yourself. It's a lot easier. It's 3/16. Buy you a whole roll of 3/16 line, and you can do the whole car. You're just better off that way, because these lines, the only ones that fit out of the whole kit were the ones on the rear ends. And the main reason why some of the others would not fit, I haven't tried the front and rear yet, but is because I swapped over to a dual master cylinder. But this car now has the upgraded master cylinder. I upgraded it for safety reasons. I don't like the single master cylinders, because if one of these wheels goes out, brake line blows out, or wheel center gives out, or anything like that, you're pretty much screwed. You have no brakes. And this car is not a show car, but I want to be able to stop. But we got a little something under the hood here. I did a little bit of upgrading here. So let's lift this on up here. Let y'all take a look at what I got set up here. This car's been upgraded to electronic ignition. So we don't have points no more. Did away with them and got electronic ignition. I ended up buying this HEI style distributor for it. And I gotta clean my plug wires up a little bit better, but it's got the new plug wires, the cap, rotor, whole new distributor, all that. Was $120 for the whole thing, which wasn't bad at all. Now the only bad part is, in order for this to work, I had to get an offset air cleaner base, which that was like $30, I want to say. But I mean, all to all, it's not bad at all. It's worth it. But see how it's offset a little bit? That hole's not in the center. The original was in the center a little bit more, so I had to buy one offset. Now the original factory air cleaner on this car wasn't on it when I bought it, so I'm not too worried about that. But it's got an Edelbrock air cleaner now. Of course, got the offset air cleaner base. We got our new air cleaner there, and it actually comes with the nut and the stud that goes in there. It's actually bent like at a 90 and another 90 for it to work, but I got to put that on there yet. But anyway, that's where we're at now, and all I got to do is to run this electronic ignition here is just run you a hot power wire straight from the ignition post side on the ignition switch, and you're good to go. And go ahead, and you don't need that coil anymore. I deleted that, so all that's gone. That's why I want this style distributor, and I want to get rid of that coil down there and clean that up a little bit. But runs really good. I've taken down the road, and still got to fine tune it, but runs pretty good. It has smoothed it out quite a bit. Of course, just a matter, eventually I'm gonna pull it out and get it overhauled and all that. But ended up just wanted to do a little upgrade there. I'm actually getting ready to put a water pump on it here soon and figure out something about this power steering, but I want to put a water pump on it. I want to put a water pump on it and put a fuel pump on it, do the power steering yet. Ended up having to pull that oil filter adapter off down there at the block there. Had to pull it off, clean it up just a little bit. It ain't perfect, but I cleaned it up and had to pull all that off because somebody had put the oil filter on there so tight I couldn't get it off, so I ended up taking them 4 bolts out and pulling the whole thing off. But that's where we're at. Ended up taking a lot of these vacuum lines I got rid of. It used to be a bunch of them that run down here, so I just put a plug in there and put a little thread tape on there. Got that on there, so I bought that fitting for that. Put that on there. What happened here?